Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Community Corner. I've got some new friends of the show in here this morning, and I've got someone who's been here quite a bit. First of all, I'd like to introduce Ms. Bailey Hartledge, who's the Executive Director for the Portsmouth Area Arts Council. Hi, Bailey.
Hi, good morning, Bill.
Hey, I'll tell you what, we're going to name the studio after you. You've
Oh,
been
my
in
gosh.
Here so much. I like it, though. You always provide a great interview, and you've always got something great going on. And I've got two new friends. Well, kind of one and a half. One I've worked with before, and that is
Aubrey.
Aubrey Wilson, right?
Yes.
Okay. And a new friend, Miss Kyrie Stidham.
Yep, that's me.
There you go. You guys are shy, aren't you? Not really?
No.
Well, what we're here to talk, well, don't be shy today.
Okay.
What we're here to talk about is the production of Oliver Jr., and it's going to take place on May 5th at the Vern Rife Center for the Arts. Bailey, before these guys get wound up and get rolling, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about it?
Yeah, so Oliver Jr. is being produced by the Portsmouth Area Children's Theater's Junior Company next weekend, May 5th and 6th at the Vern Rife Center for the Arts. We have a show at 7 p.m. on Friday, and then we have two shows on Saturday, May 6th, one at 2:30 and one at 7. Oliver Jr., it's the story, the classic Dickens novel, Oliver Twist. It's about an hour-long adaptation, especially made for our younger students. That's why our junior company is taking on this show. And it's just the show about Oliver in Victorian England and his search to find a family and find the love of a family and all the different places where that love can come from.
What is the age range of the actors in the show?
We have about 50 students, ages all the way from 6 years old up to 14, and that's grades K through 8th.
Well, and
Yeah.
you know, that particular book and the musical itself kind of gets a little complex here and there.
Yes.
It really does. So I'll bet this is kind of a challenge
Yes.
to do this.
Yes. Like I said, it's a junior adaptation, so it is catered, like some of the songs, their keys have been lowered and taken, like the shows, like more mature material that's in the full version. It's been taken out and edited to really fit these younger students, but there's still some difficult wordy songs and different things like that they've been challenged by, but they've been doing such a great job with it.
Well, I'll bet. And how many? You said 50?
50, yeah. Yeah, just about with our cast and crew and everything.
Now, how does blocking work with that many kids all at one time?
Yeah, so that's also a challenge in and of itself. I'm not the actual director. Actual director couldn't be here today, but I do know, like, they've split the ensemble into different groups, so there's only a few songs where the entire cast is all on stage at one time. But even in those songs, they have one group of the ensemble come on, and then that group goes off, then another group comes on for a different part of the song. And it's been really exciting because we've also had a lot of our senior company members do a lot of the choreography and blocking and that sort of stuff, so that's been a really special opportunity for them to work with our younger students to kind of get their foot in the door of a different side of theater that they're not that they're not used to doing.
That's a great point. That is, and that's such a great, and we talk about it every time, but it's such a great venue to have. And I mean, my bet is you've always been involved in theater.
Oh, yeah.
And performance.
Yes.
I'm sure that you never take it for granted to be on the stage.
Oh,
at the Vern
yeah.
Rife Center for
No,
the Arts,
it's
do you?
great. And we have all of our rehearsals there, so it's really special that the kids get, from day one, familiar with the space. That way, once show comes, they're not as nervous. I know some get the little bit of butterflies and stage fright, but it's a great space.
Well, not these two.
No, definitely
No.
not these two.
No. Aubrey, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Okay? So, what interested you about being in this production?
Well, I've been doing theater for 4 years now, I think.
Okay.
And so I really like it because of all the dancing and like singing and stuff and making new friends. And I really wanted to do it because there's this one part I really wanted to get, and I got it. So.
You did all right. Check out the big brain on Aubrey. Good job. Good job. Now, you were in Matilda as well,
Yes.
right? Did you like that?
Yes, I love that.
Was it kind of a hard or difficult musical to do?
With all the kids, yeah, it was pretty difficult, but other than that, no. Well,
So you like a challenge then, don't you?
yeah.
Well, it shows. Now, what role do you have in Oliver Jr.?
I play Fagin, the 50-year-old man.
Come again?
The 50-year-old man.
He's the leader of the pickpocket gang that Oliver comes across in the show.
Well, you don't strike me as a 50-some-year-old man. Not at all. I'm a little bit older than that, and I didn't look like that at 50. So that is kind of a challenge for you then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it'd be kind of fun. You know, you said that's the role that you wanted to go after. What made you want to go after that role with all the other roles that are in Oliver Jr.? You picked maybe the most difficult one for you to do.
Just because it's different and I wanted to try something new.
You are awesome. That's awesome. That really is. Now think about it. Don't answer right now, but we'll come back to you in a little bit. I want you to tell our listeners in a little bit what your favorite part of the show is going to be.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Ms. Kyrie, how are you?
Good.
Great. It's great to have you in here. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate the tutorial on pronouncing your name as well. I did get it right, correct?
Yes.
All right. So what role do you play in Oliver Jr.?
I play the Artful Dodger.
Now that is a cool role, isn't it?
Yeah. I basically kind of guide Oliver through the show. I introduce him to Fagan's gang, which I'm also in her gang, and
Did you watch any of the films about Oliver and things to kind of get a feel for what you would be doing?
yeah, I have. And he's a very goofy, street smart boy.
I think Jack Wilde played him maybe in
Yeah.
one of when Mark Lester played Oliver. It was Jack Wilde. Yeah, and that's a great part. You guys both chose great parts. Is that the one that you wanted, Kyrie?
I actually didn't know what that part was whenever I got a call back for it. And once I found out what it was, I'm glad I got it because, well, yeah.
We'll spend a little bit of time with you off air when we were just kind of talking and
Yeah.
everything about what we were going to discuss today. I think you would make a great Artful Dodger.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, he's very, like I said, street smart and just kind of...
Now, this is radio, not TV.
like, ain't you ever seen a tough?
There we go.
Even though I'm covered in dirt.
That's all right. That's all right. Now, what got you interested in this production?
So, actually, she did, because
Aubrey?
She did her first musical, Honk, and I watched her do it, and ever since I saw her do it, I was like, I want to do that. So my first show was Matilda, and I got Amanda on that show, and ever since then, I just love it.
That was a fantastic show. Now, what do you like best? Do you like the work in rehearsals, or do you like actually the day and the night of the show?
I like the day and the night of the show because it's so exciting. Because you like the audience, and you've only performed this in front of like a couple of people, like the director and a couple of parents, but seeing over 100 people in the audience and you're performing for them, it's just so cool.
It's electric, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's it feel like to you? And I'm going to ask you the same question so you think of an answer, okay? But what does it feel like to get a big laugh or a round of applause like that on something you've worked really hard to do?
It is awesome. I love it.
It's rewarding, isn't it? So I think that's great. How about you, Aubrey? Do you like the rehearsals? Because a lot of, like, for instance, basketball players, they like practice. Okay, games are kind of that's exciting, but they really like putting that work in. What do you like the best?
I want to say both, but if I could choose one, I'd choose the rehearsal and practices because it's what builds up to the show and makes it the best.
And like I was talking with Kyrie, it is electric when you're up there on stage like that and you've got a big audience and you know that you've hit exactly what you wanted to hit, and deliver a line the way you want it delivered. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I know that is. I think you guys are going to do that all night long. I think you'll do. Now, Matilda was your first, correct, Kyrie? And then you've been doing this for quite a while, correct? Mm-hmm. So without having performed Oliver Jr. yet for a live audience, what one do you think you're going to like best between maybe, let's just say Matilda and Oliver Jr., or do you like them equally? There's just different things about each production.
I would like Oliver maybe more because I think it has more of a story behind it than Matilda did, and it just what split the shows together, I guess.
Yeah, Oliver's, that's a great point. Oliver's a classic story. I mean, it's been around since the 1800s, and I mean, it's went through all these different stage adaptations and film adaptations and things. I think that's a good answer. You guys both are pretty sharp.
And this one's also unique because that you guys are just with the junior company, so it's just the kids their age, where Matilda, it was all ages, which is also really fun in its own ways, but I think working with just your peer group has its own benefits.
It's pretty cool.
And Honk
Yeah.
was all ages
Yes,
as well, wasn't
yeah.
it? Yeah, I remember you guys coming in here for Honk.
Yeah.
I think we used a different studio.
Uh-huh.
So I can remember that, but I can't tell you what I got to do tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
Now, Kyrie,
Yeah.
same question for you here. What do you think you're going to like doing better live in front of a big audience? Matilda or Oliver Jr.?
I'm gonna say Oliver Jr. But Matilda was super fun because that was my first musical, and I actually had a couple lines, and I was just really glad for that. But this one, I feel like it has a better story, and I'm just so excited to play my part too.
Speaking of lines, how difficult is it to prep for all the lines that you both have major roles in this? So how difficult is that to prep for this?
Well, whenever I got the call back and then I finally got the part, my mom sent me some screenshots of my lines and before I got the script, and there were 32 photos of just one page of lines.
It's a lot of work,
it was
isn't
a
it?
lot, but
yeah.
I think I got it.
Do either of you have any special method that you use to remember your lines?
I go over it like a crap sometimes, and also, I say it a lot. I say them a lot, and
Do either of you also kind of memorize someone else's lines in there so you can you know when you hear something it's like a
yeah.
cue
yes,
and you can go on from
All
that?
the time.
See, that happens. So good. Now, we'll go with Kyrie up here first. All right, so get your big brain on again. And there you go. That works. Without giving anything away, what do you think is going to be the audience's favorite part of Oliver Jr.?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe towards the end when the bad guy dies.
You're not giving anything away because it's kind of a classic. It is. It is.
Like, because he was trying to hurt Oliver's,
Right.
and yeah. So I feel like that's like an exciting part because he's finally gone, and then Oliver gets to meet his family.
Good. That's a good point.
Yeah,
That is.
yeah.
How about you, Aubrey? What do you think is the audience is going to like best?
Okay, in my opinion, I think what the audience always likes is the kick line. So that's a fine life, and it's one of my best friend's songs, and she does really good with it.
Now, who is this?
Annalise Rivera.
Oh, good deal. Now, she was in here last time, too, I think, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was Matilda last time,
Yeah,
and
you
she's
both were in here.
Nancy
Yeah.
in this
Together.
one.
Yeah.
That was a wild interview. That was. So, you think that's the one that everyone's going to like?
Yeah, because I think kick line is a classic part of a play.
Good point. You sound like a pro. You do. Well, I got my call back. And so, I can't wait. You guys are going to be fantastic. So, Bailey, how did you guys arrive at getting Oliver Jr.? What made you choose that production?
You know, this season we wanted to do like our full company show, which was Mary Poppins, and then we wanted senior company and a junior company show, and that was a little more difficult trying to pick what we were going to do exactly. But after, there's a lot of things that go into picking a season, but like you have to look at, first of all, like your budget and everything, and then look at what is popular, what the kids are going to like, what your audience is going to like. And I just think with this classic Dickens novel, everyone recognizes it, and everyone recognizes the songs, whether you know it or not. I didn't know that I knew a lot of the songs in it, but once I started listening to it, I was like, oh yeah, like I know this one and that one. So I think it's a really fun show that all ages, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, and then all the little kids are gonna, I think, really enjoy it. So
when does the season run for the Portsmouth Area Arts Council?
Yeah, so Oliver is the end of the season.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was asking. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So we'll have a couple things happening in the summer, and then do it all again next year.
Can you tell our listeners? Can you kind of give us a hint, a little bit about what might be coming up for next season?
Next season, we don't know yet. All the kids have been begging us, asking us to know, but we don't know yet. But it'll be another full company show in the fall, and then a senior company and junior company in the spring. So we'll announce all of that on our social media and website and all of that.
You guys will be auditioning for roles, won't you?
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Love to hear it.
Great. So, what's the one thing that you're looking forward to the most come May the 5th, the first night?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Getting some laughs, because I love laughs. Like,
That is.
Like
Yeah.
saying my lines and then getting a laugh, or doing my song or doing something funny. I just love when people laugh at me.
Well, talking to you
Yeah.
before we started the interview and during the interview, you're going to kill it. You can
Thank
tell.
you.
How about you, Aubrey? What's the one thing you're really looking forward to on opening night?
I'm looking forward to the audience liking it, like Harry said, laughing and cheering. But most of all, that they understand the play, so that no littles are confused, and that they really like it.
Great answers from you both. Bailey, as we wrap it up, again, remind our listeners of the dates and the times and location where this is going to take place.
Yeah, the Portsmouth Area Arts Council and Children's Theater Junior Company is presenting Oliver Jr. next weekend, May 5th and 6th at the Vern Rife Center for the Arts. May 5th's show is at 7 p.m., and May 6th we have two shows, one at 2:30 and one at 7. You can get your tickets at vrcfa.com or by calling the box office at 740-351-3600. And you can also get your tickets at the door, but I recommend getting them ahead of time so you get front row seats to see all these awesome kids.
I think you're going to want to get front row seats, especially to see these two. And I know everybody else is going to be great as well. Yeah. Guys, thanks for taking time out of a busy schedule to get in here.
Of course. Thank
I
you for
appreciate
having
you
us.
guys. Oh, anytime. I look forward to seeing you guys over the years as you do your productions down there at the Vern.
Yeah.
And Bailey, as always, man, you're awesome.
Oh,
Thank you for taking time to be in
Of
here.
course. Anytime.
Guys, break a leg. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.